Hello, how are you? Today I will be talking about everything I read in May. I read 4 books in May. Don't judge me, please. I don't know why, but I could feel the residual dregs of my reading slump catch up to me, and for most of the month I was like, head empty. Spaghetti only. That and I was also busy with recording the speed paint for my Age of Darkness review, which took way longer than it should. To be an artist is to suffer, but I am very happy with how it came out, so if you want to see that, the link is in the description. If you're new here, hi, I'm Christine, and I like inhaling book. I like inhaling book a lot. I'm not gonna waste any more time, so let's get into it. It's all spaghetti if you really think about it. The first book I finished in May is Volume 1 of Chainsaw Man, which chronicles the chainsaw-tastic adventures of a man in stupid amounts of debt who can also turn into a human chainsaw. What more do you want? This was ridiculously hilarious. I was laughing out loud more than a few times at the sheer level of absurdity, probably because I love absurd humor. As befitting of a title like Chainsaw Man, there is quite a bit of violence, and people being eaten, and limbs flying everywhere, and bodily fluid vaguely resembling fruit punch, so heads up. Never mind the main character Denji's weird melon obsession. As I was saying, this is probably not for everyone, but if you're interested in human chainsaws, then you might like this. Then I finished Volume 1 of The Witch and the Beast. This is the first volume of, I want to say, an urban fantasy-esque manga, and follows 2 individuals who hunt down witches for a living. Witches are presented as the villains here, and one of the main characters was actually cursed by a witch, which is why she's hunting them down. First things first, there is a very interesting level of detail in the artwork, and it was very delicious at times. I will confess that I was thrown off in the first 2 chapters, and it probably would have stayed that way if not for the plot twist. No spoilers. It was an epic banger after that, though. That being said, am I in a rush to get Volume 2? Who knows, I don't. Then I finished, and this took me nearly a month to read, but I have finally finished it. Huh! The Light of All That Falls by James Islington. This is the 3rd and final book in the Lycanius trilogy, and as some of you may know, I was very excited to read this. But now that I'm finished, I just have one thing to say. Okay, but seriously, nobody talk to me. I am in a lot of pain right now. How much could I say about this book without dropping spoilers? I was definitely not disappointed at all, let's say that. Now you might be looking at this book and wondering, why is this book 800 pages? But this is one of those rare instances where, because of the nature of the plot and all the stuff packed into it, none of those pages feel like a waste. Basically, if you haven't read the series yet, what you need to know is that it's set 20 years after a rebellion, but that's far from the only crazy thing to have happened. There's people who can see into the future, mechanisms forged from dark magic, frankly nefarious uses of time travel, and a supposedly benevolent god that may not be who he seems to be. The first book is The Shadow of What Was Lost, and I gave that book 5 stars. I also enjoyed the second book, An Echo of Things to Come, but when it comes to book 3, though, I think it breaks the rating scale, honestly. Kinda like how this entire series broke my mind and destroyed my bladder with all of the plot twists. I mean, I'm here for it, so I'm not complaining. Also, seeing the characters develop over the course of the series and witnessing who they become at the end is very delicious. There's also discussions on the permanence of fate, whether or not your past defines who you are as a person, fighting for what you believe is the right thing, all of those delectable existential ruminations, so that might be something you're into. I am very sad that the series is over, and that ending. As I said, I am not okay. Officially, this is a 5 out of 5 stars, but unofficially, it's a 7 out of 5, so that should tell you something. But yeah, the last book I finished in May was the first volume of Laughing Under the Clouds. This is a historical fantasy manga set in the mid to late 19th century, and the crime rate in Japan is much higher than it probably should be. A group of 3 brothers have been recruited to ferry criminals to a large, inescapable prison situated in the middle of Lake Biwa, which is also Japan's largest freshwater lake. But there is much more to the prison than there seems to be. No spoilers. It does come off as a bit info-dumpy in the first chapter, which is also the only chapter in the volume dedicated to the main story. The 2 remaining chapters are more of a prequel, and I did like the prequel, but my only gripe really was that it was kind of shoehorned in at the end. So, honestly, it could have been done better. However, the lore and the spicy hot artwork are what saved this for me, and the lore is actually what got me interested in continuing to Volume 2, so it's not a total loss. Yay! As of filming day being May 26th, I am on page 92 of The Gutter Prayer by Gareth Hanron. This is the first book in the Black Iron Legacy series, and tells the story of 3 thieves pulled into a magical war, and they may or may not have to stop the end of the world as they know it with the power of their friendship. So, what are my thoughts?
Hey, everybody, look, it's a Tallow Man!
Okay, but seriously. The prose so far is exquisite, along with the world building, and there's definitely some sort of foundation as to what on earth is going on here. Also, there are men with candle heads. That's hot. Literally. So that was my May wrap-up. If you made it to the end, thank you for sticking around. Leave a tomato emoji in the comments if you want. And also, let me know what you read in May. I wish to know what people are reading in the expanse that is BookTube. I'm not sure what my next video is going to be, considering I'm going to be in Toronto the first week of June to visit family, but I might have something on that. Either way, if you enjoyed this wrap-up, be sure to like and subscribe. I post new videos every Monday, so yeah. Thanks for watching! Then I finished, and this one took me nearly a month, but I finally read it.
Oh no! I almost dropped it.